Good evening. It is such an honor to be here and celebrate 50 years of co-education at Gonzaga Prep. As a journalist, I avoid asking yes or no questions because I'm seeking further from the coaches and athletes that I cover. I want a deeper story. I want to really understand, and I need more than just one word. Tonight, however, I'm breaking my own rule. Yes is a complete sentence. Before walking these halls, that was my answer when my parents, Steve and Teresa, asked if I'd like to follow in my dad's footsteps and attend Gonzaga Preparatory School instead of St. George's. Yes. My grandma, Patty Helmbrecht, was a Holy Names graduate, and 3 of her kids were proud bullpups. And now it was my turn. Unlike many of my future classmates, though, who had grown up attending prep football games and knew most of the class, I was coming from an outside school and didn't know what to expect. Gonzaga Prep was and continues to be an environment filled with opportunities, and I dove in, saying yes to class councils, sports, leadership roles, retreats, and choirs. We learned that Magis means more, and I bought in. In fact, saying yes to more and more organizations, I kept trying and kind of succeeding to deservedly earn a spot in the yearbook at the end of each grade. That was my kind of fun in school. While said eagerly, these yeses did not come without difficulty, a lesson that I have had to learn many times in my life. In my senior year, after spending 2 seasons as the captain of the junior varsity soccer team, my coach, Mr. Beerer, offered me a spot on the varsity squad. Even though, honestly, he and I both knew I didn't really have the skills to be out on the field. But he believed I could offer something to the team, so I said yes. If you have ever been to a Gonzaga basketball game where the Zags are dominating the competition, so much so that the student section starts chanting the name of a dedicated senior who comes off the last seat of the bench and finishes out the game, I was kind of like that. I showed up to practice, I lent my voice in cheers and supported my teammates in the best ways I could, and every once in a while, I even subbed in the game. For someone who grew up loving and playing sports, I humbly embraced the reality that sports on the field wasn't in my future. It hurt as an 18-year-old to watch a door close in real time, but that led me to where I am now. There's real power in saying yes, even when you don't know what's ahead. Just look around this room, especially at that first class of women at Gonzaga Prep. We have all faced times when saying no would have been easier or less risky, but we chose yes. As a female sports reporter, I am pursuing a career rooted in that passion that I first felt on the Gonzaga Prep soccer field. But saying yes to working in an industry that is constantly changing, cutting rules, competing with new media, and is male-dominated can be very difficult. But the yes moments are unlike anything else. After graduating from the University of Southern California, I took a job as a video editor and production assistant for NFL Films. I had only ever made 2 iMovies before that, but I told the team that I could learn on the job. I accepted the opportunities and the asks that came with it. Could I try to get star New York Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. to fill out a bracket for NFL 100? Yes. And it was the first time that he had participated in years. Could I leave work, catch a flight to San Francisco in a couple of hours, and interview Hall of Fame quarterback Joe Montana at a surgery center before a knee procedure? Sure, of course. A small portion of that conversation was later featured in his A Football Life documentary. When my career started heading in a direction that didn't feel right, I took a leap and said yes to graduate school in my mid-20s. A year in upstate New York at Syracuse University, earning my master's in sports broadcast journalism, turned into a capstone project in Wisconsin, covering the legendary Green Bay Packers. At the end of my internship, after 6 weeks reporting on NFL training camp, another opportunity came up. Did I want to move to Green Bay full-time and become the station's Packers beat reporter? Before saying yes to moving to the Midwest and beginning my first reporting job, I felt worried and unsure if I was making the right choice. I took the chance. 6 days after I started, I was already hosting my own 30-minute Packers show live on TV. The only way to handle that yes was to just jump in and do it. Something I learned at prep, and I've seen in my career, is that you can't simply wait for someone to ask if you're ready, if you can do it. You also have to go out and create your own yeses. Following 3 years in Green Bay, where I covered Aaron Rodgers' departure and transition to Jordan Love, 2 Packers playoff runs, and the NFL draft, I chose to leave my position and bet on myself. I took a freelance role as a sports anchor and reporter for Fox 13 in Seattle, knowing that moving to a major city would bring those opportunities closer. In late September of last year, just a day after getting back from an international trip, I was the only sports reporter on the schedule. Besides anchoring our regular 30-minute sports show, I suggested that we go cover that Mariners game, even if I had to show up a couple innings late. Seattle had its first shot at an American League West title in 24 years, and I didn't think we could miss it. By saying yes, my station became a part of history, and I ended up soaked in champagne and beer during the clubhouse celebrations. Without knowing it, I am constantly emulating the first class of women at Gonzaga Prep. It was intimidating to walk into an NFL locker room for the first time, but I wonder what it was like to walk into an all-boys school as a 14-year-old freshman. What I've learned is that prep encourages everyone to do the same, like that first class, and say yes. Step out of comfort zones and into growth zones, where you can learn more about yourself. Like the school's profile of the graduate, I've learned to be open to growth. It has not always been easy, but it has always been worth it. Leaning in has not guaranteed success, but leaning away never even gave me the chance to try. So for the students in the building, and for anyone who's been impacted by prep, while you might face doubt, pause, or consider the easy route, know it's completely normal to feel scared or unsure. Those feelings of fear and self-doubt are a natural part of stepping into something new, and they mean that you are pushing yourself to grow. But don't be afraid to go with the short answer, an answer that usually leaves this journalist wanting more. Yes.